Andy Barr, Republican from Kentucky, joins me now. Congressman, Democrats are having fun. Republicans look bad. When are we going to get a speaker?
Well, obviously, we need to get a speaker immediately. I supported Speaker Kevin McCarthy and was appalled that the 8 members voted to divide our conference and join with Democrats to oust our speaker. I then supported Steve Scalise to be the replacement speaker. And again, he was short of the votes, which I think was a mistake. But I fully support Jim Jordan for speaker now because our unity is our strength. We need a speaker for sure. But this business about the president blaming dysfunction in the Republican Party for creating a dangerous situation, I beg to differ. What created a dangerous situation was the lack of deterrence by this administration. The fact that Iran or Iranian proxies attacked U.S. forces or facilities 83 times during this administration's tenure, and only 4 times was there a response. The fact that this president reversed course and ended the Trump administration's maximum pressure campaign against the mullahs in Tehran. The sanctions relief, the fact that they removed sanctions on Iranian oil sales, the fact that they gave Iran $6 billion in assets that they unfroze as part of a hostage deal. Why do you think there are 199 hostages in Gaza right now? Because this administration is signaling that they will reward that kind of terrorist behavior. So I think the bigger problem is that we have a commander-in-chief who fails to deter this kind of terrorism against our key ally.
Congressman, I do see your point, but I'm not sure you can blame the Republican distress in the House on the president. I don't think you can do that. You may say they run in parallel, but you know, that distress is a real serious thing for the Republican Party.
Stuart, I agree with you. We have to take responsibility for that. But I would say the vast majority, 96% of the Republican conference was totally opposed to what this handful of rogue Republicans did.
So what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with Matt
conference.
Gaetz and the 7 others? What are you going to do with these people?
Well, you know, some of my colleagues want punishments. They want to remove them from the conference. The problem is that we need everybody in this thin majority. Yeah. And if we were to eject them from our conference, we basically once again turn the conference over to the Democrats or the Congress over to the Democrats. What we need is unity, and I'm hopeful Jim Jordan can bring that so that we can move on to continuing our agenda to provide the necessary oversight.
Yes, please, Congressman. I'll move on. A Senate delegation led by Chuck Schumer says America's involvement in the Israel-Hamas conflict is in the world's best interests. Watch this.
We say to Israel, America will stand with its ally Israel. And I, along with my colleagues here, will lead the effort in the United States Senate to provide Israel with the support required to fully defend itself from this monstrous attack.
We're involved in the world because it's in America's interest, it's in Israel's interest, it's in all of our allies' interest, it's in the world's interest.
Congressman, does that include American military action in support of Israel?
If this widens into a broader war involving Hezbollah, other Iranian proxy terror groups, and Iran itself, absolutely it does. I worry that we have not provided the deterrence. The lack of leadership from this commander-in-chief wasn't able to deter Putin, certainly not able to deter this because of the pursuit of more sanctions relief to Iran. So we need to restore deterrence, and that means everything needs to be on the table to prevent a wider broadening of this war to Hezbollah in the north and then Iran generally. So I do agree that Congress needs to push the administration to provide greater deterrence here. And we have an interest. The United States has a national security interest here, not just because 30 Americans have been killed by Hamas terrorists, not just because 13 are unaccounted for and could be captives in Gaza, and not just because of the hundreds of Palestinian-American dual citizens who are also victims of Hamas terror groups, but because we need to send a signal to Iran, to Putin, and to Beijing that the United States will defend freedom and democracy.
Indeed. Congressman Andy Barr, Republican, Kentucky, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.